Welcome to Vintage Variety. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and as always, please give me a thumbs up. Hey everybody, welcome to Vintage Variety. Today's content is going to be on a recent thrift haul. I'm going to show you some of the pieces that I acquired from that thrift haul and tell you a little bit about it. This is a thrift haul of jewelry that I purchased from shopgoodwill.com. It consisted of 16 pounds of some vintage and some fashion pieces, and I'm going to show these pieces to you guys today. So this was a lot of jewelry to go through. This is just an example. I've gone through all of it except what's in this dish. We'll be sharing more pieces. First piece that I'm going to show you guys that came out of this lot. This I know is called liquid sterling. It has 5 strands, and then the heart on it is also sterling. And I'm not sure if this is Native American or not. It's stamped sterling here, and it has a sunburst symbol. So if any of you guys are familiar with that, you can let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. I've tried to research it, but nothing has popped up. And then there was also a little bracelet. It's not marked, but it did test for sterling. It has a barrel clasp. It also has the liquid sterling chain and turquoise. I won't be keeping most of these pieces. I plan to list them on eBay, or I may do an auction here on my YouTube channel. But I did want to share the pieces with you guys. Now look at this. This is vintage. And you know what this reminds me of? And I'm probably giving away my age here, but I remember when I was a little girl, mood rings being all the rage. My mother had one, and my older sister had one. I have a sister that's 10 years older than me, although she doesn't look it. And she had one, and I thought they were just incredible. But this doesn't seem to be changing color, so perhaps it's not. I think this is just a glass stone of some type. These beautiful earrings were also in that lot. See, they have all this inlaid work in them. So these are made in Mexico, and they're stamped alpaca. So they're silver plated. Very beautiful earrings. Here's another necklace that was in this lot, and look how beautiful this is. This is supposed to look like a star sapphire. I believe these are glass stones. I don't think this is sterling, but it is vintage. Very delicate chain. This is another vintage piece. It has a double chain. This is enamel. It's kind of like a dogwood tree flower. Maybe that's what it is. It's enameled in a dark green. And I really like how they've done the chains on this. It's 2 different chains. I'm going to turn it around so you can see the clasp on the back. The clasp on this piece, it's not signed, but it's in excellent condition, and it's very well made. Has some weight to it. This is another vintage piece, and the shell on this piece is sterling. It's got some scratches on it there. I cleaned it a little bit, but not thoroughly. It has an inscription inside of the shell. I really can't make out what that says. It says, forget. So if you guys can make that out, you can let me know. I don't believe that the chain that it's on is sterling, but the shell is. It's very realistic. I love this piece. This is on a very delicate chain. I believe it may just be gold plated. It's not marked. And then it has this little stone in the center, and this looks like a garnet. This is one I'll have to test, definitely. But it's a beautiful little necklace, and it's also vintage. This one's more of just a fashion piece. You can see it has these faceted purple glass beads, and it's on a gunmetal colored chain. Has a toggle clasp on the back. It's a really pretty piece though. This is another vintage piece. I've doubled it up so you guys can get a good look at it. And this looks like a nut of some kind. It's quite heavy. At first I thought it may have opened, but I don't think so. This piece is, oh, it's different. This is an actual stone. It looks like a slice of stone. It's held in place by some turquoise colored filigree, and then we have the rose in the center. Little charms dangling on it, and then we have this gunmetal colored chain. This is a really unusual necklace. It's pretty. It's not something that I would wear, but it's still a really pretty piece of jewelry. And then we have this piece. This piece is signed Lee. Took me a minute to figure that out, but I am familiar with that brand, and it's a little elephant. And it's done in this bronze color. None of the little stones are missing. I like how it's got the little stone for his eye and the little stone at the end of his trunk. I have the chain doubled up, but this is the chain that goes with it. It's on its original chain. This one's by a company called Sweet Lola. I'll show you where it's signed. That's not a brand I'm familiar with. But get a load of this. I really like the combination. This is like a chain mail. It has lots of rhinestones, and then it has these little dangling pearls. So I think it kind of gives it an edgy look. Really pretty piece. This piece is a bronze colored piece. It's a torque, and then it has this little pendant. And the pendant is quite heavy. It feels like stone. I'll show you the back of it. It's not signed. Still, it's a very pretty piece. At first, I thought this was glass. It looks like tempered glass or a frosted glass, but these are actually plastic. This necklace is quite long. I have it doubled up on the form, but you can see it's rather long. This is the clasp on it. Quite interesting. Here are a few more pieces. This first one is wood. It has wood beads on it. Very boho tribal looking. This piece, this red one, not sure what kind of material this is. It's an organic. I'm guessing that these are wood beads, but I could be wrong. And then we have this one, and this one is a combination of what appears to be plastic beads and wood beads. Has a very southwestern look to it. So I think those are three that I would lot together. H. Dubin is what this next necklace is marked. H. Dubin is for Helene Dubin, a French jewelry designer. This is the pendant on this piece. It has an HD on it, so it's original to the necklace. And the beads on this are a combination of wood and glass. We have some brass colored beads. This piece is absolutely beautiful. This reminds me of something that would be by Betsy Johnson. It's not signed, or if it was signed, I'll show you the back. So it is adjustable. But I think this is just a beautiful piece. Here's another unsigned piece. And I think this is pretty too. This looks almost like tiger's eye, and I'm not sure if it is because when I flip it over, the first two, they don't have foiled backs, but the bottom one does. This one would be cute for a little girl. It has the little rhinestones in it. Lots of fashion pieces in this lot. This one's by Aeropostale. This would be cute for a kid's lot also. Here we have the Earth and we have an astronaut on it. This one's quite pretty. I love red. It has these red faceted beads. And I also found 2 bracelets. These are stretch bracelets, but they're in really good condition. And I feel like those go with this very well. So I'll probably keep this together as a set. I think this is really pretty. It has this copper tone to it. It's very long. Double it up so you guys can get a better look at it. This one's vintage and it has glass beads. It's very, very long. It's flapper length. Unfortunately, it looks like some of the beads have been broken off of it over time, and I'm not sure if I can repair this or not. There's the clasp on this one. It's very pretty and very weighty. If I can't repair this, this would probably be something that I would put in a craft lot. Here's another fashion piece, and this one is also quite long, as you can see. I love the color of these beads, though. Very pretty. Another fashion piece. Again, this one isn't signed, but look at this. I like this. This is gorgeous. Really like this color. This piece, something like this wouldn't usually be a style that I would like. You can see it has feathers on it. But this is actually quite pretty. And here we have another one. I think those 2 would look good together. I'm going to pair those together and let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think these 2 pieces go perfect together. This one can be adjusted. It's adjustable in the back. You can see it can be taken up. So yeah, those 2 look really good together. This one's J. Crew. Looks like a much older J. Crew piece. You can see it still has this little hang tag on it. Another fashion piece. This one has a little tassel on it. Looks like it's missing a stone. So this one needs to go into crafting. This one's by Sofia. Very pretty. I like the way these little pieces look. And there's the little hang tag on this one, Sofia. This piece looks like wire work to me, but it's very pretty. It is a handmade piece. They did an excellent job on this. Show you the clasp on it. There was also a bracelet, and here's the bracelet. Isn't that pretty? This is a faceted bead, and they've done all this little tiny delicate beadwork around it. Very, very pretty piece of jewelry. So this is one necklace, but it has 3 different lengths of chain on it, and then it has 3 different little charms on it. Not sure what that one's supposed to be. Let's zoom in. Can't really tell. Pretty though. Has a bronze look to it. See the chain, it's supposed to look kind of aged. How wild is this one, guys? This looks like it's made out of a spoon. It's on a very long chain. I've doubled it up. I don't think this is sterling, so I may or may not test it, but isn't that cool? This one's a religious necklace. Saint Joseph, pray for us. Saint Christopher, protect us, Italy. This looks quite old to me, guys. I don't think this is the chain that it was originally on. You can see the chain's silver. Show you the back of it. It's quite pretty, isn't it? It does need to be cleaned. I see a little bit of what looks like verdigris on it. Pretty cool. This is the chain. Looks like one of those dog tag chains. This one is a letter C. So this is a piece I may actually give to my older sister because her first name starts with a C. This one is by Coldwater Creek, and it has wood beads, what looks to be faux pearl, white ceramic beads, and then it has this little piece here on each side, and it's on a real leather cord. So it's kind of nice. Quite a few stretch bracelets. Here are a few that were in this lot. They all still have their stretch to them. So this is a bracelet, and I'm zooming in on this so you guys can see. It says 9 West Vintage America. It's rather cute. This one, I believe, is Banana Republic, and you guys correct me because I'm not sure, but isn't that Banana Republic? And I thought this one looked pretty good, but now that I'm looking at it, it's missing a stone right here. This would go into crafting. Still, I'm sure that someone could replace the stone that's missing easily. Or they could probably make something else out of it. Another little necklace. This is quite pretty. I've doubled it up. It doesn't have clasp on it. It's just a long chain with these decorative little beads on it. This one has glass beads. Very pretty. And here we have a pair of beaded earrings. These look Native American to me. Cherokee's not too far for my husband and I to go to and visit. And the last time we were up that way visiting, they had shops that had a lot of little handmade Native American jewelry pieces like this in it. This necklace is one of those necklaces that's strung on wire. There were quite a few of those in this lot, and boy, are they a mess when they get tangled with regular chains. But this one is very pretty. Now I'm going to test a few of these pieces. This I'm pretty sure is sterling. And it looks like this is handmade. Now these are real pearls. It's strung on monofilament, fishing wire, something along those lines. But I do believe that this is probably sterling. So let's test this and see. I'm going to use the 18K to test it. I had a viewer recommend that I use this instead of the sterling, that it shows up better, so that's what we're going to use today. No, it doesn't look like it. The acid, it's just acetate all that away, so I don't think this is sterling. I believe it's probably sterling plated. So let me get this cleaned up and we'll test a few more pieces. So this is the spoon pendant, and I feel like this isn't sterling, but I'm going to test it anyway. Guess I was wrong. Can you guys see that? So it looks like this little spoon pendant is sterling. This is a really pretty faux pearl necklace. Curious about the chain, so I'm going to test it. Very good scratch there. It may just be silver toned. So that's definitely not sterling. There were a few charms in this lot. Now, I am familiar with the Pandora bracelets and the Pandora charms. I own 2 Pandora bracelets. This one is by Camilla, and I have a couple of friends that have the Camilla bracelets. So I'll have to ask them, or if any of you know, you can let me know in the comments, but it looks like something's wrong with the back side of this. I think it was supposed to have had a lip around the back that said Camilla also. But still, if you own a Camilla bracelet, it's not a bad little Murano glass charm to add. It's actually quite pretty. And then there's this charm. It has a little doggy bone on it. It says, it's got a little, I heart my dog. So I'm definitely going to test this one. I'm not going to test the Camilla charm because usually those have sterling on them, so I'm not going to bother with that. But I am going to test this little charm. I'm not sure. I would have to look at my Pandora charms, but I think usually the Pandora charms will have a mark on them, and I don't see a mark on this one, but I'm still going to test it. I am using the 18 karat solution on this, and it's not disappearing. This little charm is sterling. Now I'm going to test this one for gold. I'm going to test this with the 10K. Wow. It's not disappearing, guys. So maybe I should try the 14K. Go ahead and make another scratch. It's so tiny. I think that's good enough. Disappeared right away. This one is 10 karat. This is a close-up of the clasp on this piece. And it looks like it says NB, NS, or N8. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test the clasp on this also. Test this with a 10 karat solution, and let's see, because it's not marked with a 10 or a 14 or anything like that. There's the solution. And it's not disappearing. The chain is also 10 karat. I also want to share these pieces with you guys. I have no idea what this is. There's no way that it could be a necklace because if you look at it, this is really small. It's too small to fit someone's neck. Awfully large for a bracelet. Now there's 2 of these. I'll show you the other one. Let me zoom in on these little coins that are on it. The little coins look like, or medallions, whatever you want to call it. Zoom out so you can get a really good look at it. Here's the other one. It's identical. Unless these two were meant to hook together. If any of you guys have an idea of what this is, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what these two pieces of jewelry were meant to be. If they were meant to be worn on the arm. I really can't see them being worn as a bracelet. The way it cascades, it looks like it would be a necklace. But again, it's way too short. They're both too short to be any kind of a necklace. I haven't really taken any time to do any kind of research to try to figure out what these pieces are, but if you know, again, let me know in the comments. Here's another piece. I don't know what this is. I mean, it looks, it's long enough to be a necklace, but it has little clips on the end of it. I've got them clipped together. Apart, so you can see what this looks like. I mean, it could be a sweater clip, but it's an awfully long one. So if anybody knows what this is or what it's for, again, if you'll let me know in the comments, I would appreciate it. That is not even half of this huge lot. I will be doing more content and sharing more pieces with you guys as I manage to sort through them. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch this content and share these pieces with me. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.